What's going on, ADK Sports Performance family? It's Ryan here with this week's Coach's Corner. And this week I wanted to talk about, is your athlete ready to make the jump to the next level? And that can look different for a lot of athletes, but as we are in the spring heading towards the summer, we have athletes that are going to be making the transition from high school sports to college sports, from middle school sports to high school sports, from maybe on a junior varsity team to a varsity team next year. And again, the question is, are they ready for that? And what I mean by that is you have a lot of times athletes making these big transitions, and they might be succeeding as a middle schooler. They're in 8th grade, they're kind of, top of the food chain, or senior in high school, going into college, top of the food chain, but now you're gonna be at the bottom of the food chain. And are you ready for that? Because if you're a high school senior and you're 18 years old and you're the oldest person, probably maybe one of the bigger, the faster, the stronger people, as you make that jump to college, you're now the youngest, potentially the smallest, the slowest. So are you doing things to prepare yourself to make those jumps so that way you're set up for success? Because a lot of times, unfortunately, you see athletes that make that jump from middle to high school to college, JV to varsity, and they're shocked because they went from being kind of the top dog to, bottom of the food chain. It's because they, a lot of times, aren't spending the time that they need to doing the things outside of their sport, doing their performance training on a legitimate strength and conditioning program, not just working out with their buddies. Because when they get to that college weight room or they get to that first team lift as a freshman in high school, a lot of times they have a really sad realization that they are not ready for that next jump. And so as we get into the end of spring, beginning of summer, make sure that you're doing the things as an athlete or as a parent of an athlete, setting your athlete up for success. So that way they aren't that person who has that, oh my God moment of, I'm not prepared, I'm not ready for this. And switch that into I've been putting in the work, I am prepared and I am ready. Because a lot of times, again, we hear athletes that have that oh my God moment. But on the flip side, we have a lot of athletes that have been training with us for a while, and they show up freshman year of college and they seamlessly transition into their strength and conditioning program at their school at Division 1, 2, or 3. And being able to be confident and comfortable in that new scary environment because you have put in the work and you have that base and you have that knowledge of the weight room will make a huge difference for you as an athlete, and hopefully maybe even get you a little bit more playing time. So if you have questions about, is your athlete ready for that next jump from middle to high school to college, JV to varsity, feel free to reach out and we can talk about how we can help your athlete be better prepared. And we will see you in next week's Coach's Corner.